It's me again. It's me again, right? I don't even know what movie that's from. It's from a movie. I do know that. I'm a little too keyed up to just stop. So here I am. And I probably should go to bed. But I figured I'd put it, be on here for just a little bit. If the computer's working. I put makeup on. I don't think my chat is working. I think. Okay, there we go. I have lag. I'm laggy. I know I'm still up. My wet lipstick hadn't worn off, so I figured I'd still go back on. I just got off the phone with Sam. I'm like, I think I'm going to go to bed. Ah, never mind. Still up. Still up. So hello everybody. Jeremy, isn't he a great, wonderful hand for Jeremy, the storytelling alchemist, right? He is quite amazing. I'm very lucky to know him. Really great guy. We just did an interview. If you guys didn't catch the interview, I still think you can't. It's maybe, I don't know. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. This is late for me. Actually, I'm usually up to like midnight, but normally watching television, snuggled up with the dogs. I know, Fry, I thought I was going to bed too, and then I thought, well, right? It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So I wanted to tell, what do we have? I'd love to hear what we should do for the eclipse. For the eclipse, I really have to say I didn't do anything for the eclipse. I releasing old stuff. If you have some inner child work you want to do, that's a great time to do it now. If you have feel like you have attachments, it is a great time to get rid of them now. It's about abundance and bringing in new things. Also, light language is a big deal right now. Connection to the starseed. Amanda Ross, I talked about you all day at work today with my clients, and they want to sign up for My Mystical Life. Whoop, whoop, be in the fun crowd, right? That's awesome, Amanda. That's awesome. I hope you were talking about Elvis, because all I did was the mouthpiece. That's all I do is the mouthpiece, right? And I did, I'm throwing pens all over the place. I did cut that piece out of this morning's chat. I cut it out because I was really touched. I really was touched. I'm touched anyways, but I really was touched by the conversation with Elvis this morning. And the way he conveyed messages was just so right here. So it is on YouTube in its own channeling session. So you can go check it out at YouTube, at My Mystical Life on YouTube, and see the video of I will actually tell you, I don't go back and watch myself online. I just don't do it. It's just not, who does? I just don't, right? I cut out the parts I know I need to cut out, and then I throw it up on the little thingy, and it does its thingy, and then it does another thingy, and then I put it online. So, hello, Jennifer. So, I cut this out, and I was trying to find the perfect version of Amazing Grace to put up on My Mystical Life on the Facebook page, right? So I'm looking through the Amazing Graces, and I'm bawling. I'm bawling. Yeah, I only watch replays to catch anomalies. I'm like, look, there's a fairy. That's the only time I try to do replays. But I actually have an EVP on the Elvis Presley conversation channeling earlier. There's an EVP, but for whatever reason, and I know exactly where it's at. When I'm talking about, we're talking about his emotional roller coaster of his life, changing the world, right? How it changed the world. There is an EVP right there, and I noticed it you don't see it. It's not loud, but it's spiked in the audio. And I was like, I don't know if it's paranormal investigation to know what that is. So I'm going back and I'm going back and I'm going back and I rewind, and you can hear it. But I tried to download the audio and I cannot get it to go into the correct audio for me to, into the correct format for me to slow it down enough, because it goes really fast. And having done paranormal investigation, I know that sometimes they speak quicker, so you slow it down, you can hear the words then, kind of like slowing down the record or turning the record backwards, right? So I couldn't get it to go so I could work on it on Audacity. I went, okay, maybe. I worked on it for about 45 minutes today. Never mind. I'm done. I'm done. I'll have to look and see at what time frame it is, Kelly. It's just a small little one. It's just it may be one word. And I was like, I saw it before I heard it. It was a spike on the audio. I saw it before I heard it. Because it would just go boop, like that. And I was like, the audacity of it, right? But then when it went, you could barely hear it, but it was a spike. Aha, aha, aha. Right. So I want to know what he said, because I'm sure it is from him. It's a very low tone, but I'm like, can't make everything work. And I had to give up. I had to give up. And that's okay. That's okay. So, probably said mercy. He probably did. No, I don't know what it was. It's just it's very fast. So I have to slow it down. And I can only do that on my audio one. Ugh. Very frustrating. But I must not have been able to, must not supposed to have been able to do it. Everybody take a nice deep breath, really, for just a hot second. Somebody's holding some stress and some tension in their shoulders. Right in the middle. So let's stretch that out a little bit, please. It does a group good. Okay. I keep hearing Love Me Tender. I've been walking around all day singing Love Me Tender. Okay. So you guys, could have been a ghost fart. Could have been a ghost fart. I don't know. I've never heard a ghost fart, but yeah, I don't know. Do they fart? Who knows? Do they? That probably not. Unless it was part of their natural behavior, and that's a reoccurring thing, you know. Okay. Let's see. Where are we here? We're hungry. Hungry. Intermittent fasting. Not a fan. Not a fan. Okay. Love Me Tender, the movie. Love me tender. Love me true. Never let me go. Thank you, gift fart smells, that's for sure. Residual farting. Okay, so Blue Hawaii, I know. You guys are awesome, because Jeremy was like, we got off the audio and the video, and he goes, your people are fast. He goes, I usually have like 5 or 6 people on here commenting. They're really fast. You have a lot of people, and I'm like, man, they're great. So I would love to be loved tender, right? It's such a amazing song. It's such an amazing song. I'm positive my uncle still has gas in the afterlife. Karen Minkowski, right? You love how personable I am? I'm really grouchy offline. I don't know that. I try to be very personable. You know what it is? I try to get on and give you exactly what goes on. I'm not always upbeat like this. Ask my husband; he will tell you. But when we are on here, we're all about raising the joy. We're all about raising the energy. And when we're doing that, there's no room for anything else, is there? Did you see that you predicted another earthquake in Oklahoma? I predicted an earthquake in Oklahoma last week. Why? Was there one? I didn't feel one. I know you're back. Was there an earthquake in Oklahoma? I didn't feel one. No, I think it was like last week. My guides were talking about an earthquake coming up in Oklahoma, a fairly significant one that we would feel. And as I talk about it, I get a little feeling. You were guillotined in the French Revolution. Sorry, your head still hurts. I understand. Residual energies. There was one, Jennifer? I don't know why they picked that. They're like, we bestow upon you the clair of understanding when there's going to be earthquakes. Not a thing I can do about it. Felt through Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. My guys are on point when it comes to that. I don't understand why they feel they need to do that, because it is disturbing. But there's nothing, nobody. Hi, my name's Lisa Fry. Is this NBC? Hi. Yeah. No. There's going to be an Oklahoma earthquake. Hello. How do you know that, ma'am? Well, my guides told me. Are we talking about a park guide, ma'am? No, we're not. We're not talking about a park ranger. We're talking about a voice on high. Oh, God. I know, there's no way to stop it. Right? No way to stop it. Okay. Stop. Okay. It's like crank anchors. Right? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. If I call 911 with that, they're going to arrest my ass. Okay. Right up until the time that Grandmother Earth decides that it's time to move. Right? And so, yes, I also see dead people. Reminds you of your grandpa. He loved Elvis. I'm having a real hard time stepping away from the whole Elvis thing today. It's just in the energy. It's just that feeling of warmth, and it's just there. Full moon got me a little punchy. Why am I dreaming about funerals? Probably an end of a thing. Not necessarily funerals, but an end of an era, an end of an occurrence in your life. You posted the moon from your view. Oh, I haven't even gone outside to look. I should. It's by the pool. Maybe I'll go sit by the pool. It's a bit more orange than red. I'll have to go look. It doesn't look very bright out there. So with it being a full moon, I don't know that I'm going to see a whole lot. Just because it's not very bright. Spirit Keeper of the West. This is actually has to do with Amber Allen. This has to do with Amber Allen. Spirit Keeper of the West. If you're working with the medicine wheel, you're working with the West, which is the closing, which is the maturity, which is the you're coming closer to the rebirth of something, to do over. So it really does have to do with you're closing something out, and it's just not apparent to you yet. That's okay. right? We don't have to know everything. God, we don't want to know everything. The sun's still up there? Oh, well, you're up there. Really? Oh, well, you are further west. Okay, and north. Okay. Okay. See that? Put those cards right away, didn't I? Look kind of official and decisive. Chandra Waddleworth. I snapped my neck. I popped my neck. That's what that was. Felt so good. Not my favorite at all. So stepping into your Akashic calls, Chandra, I'm just going to tell you the images that I'm given, and I'm going to tell you what I believe they are. I know what they are. Okay, fine. I know what they are. Every once in a while I run across one of these because a lot of death occurred, and I actually know exactly where it happened. I've lost my feed. Is she still here? Chandra, are you still here? Because I don't want to do this if you're not here. Honestly, I don't. But if you're here, we're going to talk about this. We're going to dig a little deep into the Akashic calls. Tender, love me true. Okay, Chandra. We're going to talk about the Holocaust, feeling of loss, feelings. This is a female lifetime. This is Akashic Records. This is a female lifetime. The age that I have of passing is between 37 and 39 years old. The thing that I want to make really this ringing of the hands, just so much stress. And this is somebody there. Her clothes were gray. I know her clothes were gray. They were very, very rough clothing. They were not what she was used to. They show me a lot of hunger. They show me loss of children. And it's not that she saw the children. She never knew where they went. So that was a problem. She didn't know whether they went over to one building that was like someplace. This is like a past life. Yes, this is a past life. Akashic Records are past lives. It was the torture of not knowing where her children were. I do know that she did pass away in the chamber. I know she passed away in the chamber, and the reason I know that is I could. It's the feeling of fingernails. It's the feeling of the fingernails, scratching walls, desperation, all of those things. Holocaust is a really hard Akashic to go into because you know that there's not going to be a good ending. Sometimes the Akashic Records have great endings, right? You died in the family home or whatever. But this one, if you walked through the Holocaust Museum, I believe it's in Washington, D.C., it would tear you down. The energy in there would be so profound for you. I think it would be a moment where you just step back in time and don't even really, you would associate with it. But this would bring with it fear of loss, fear of confinement, fear of tight places, fear of being judged, all of these things that came with that horrible, horrible moment in time. But it's also a really recent past life, right? It's a really, really recent past life, which means some of these lessons are still going on, because I don't think that this was a long enough lifetime for you to actually have achieved the lessons and found, there was no peace and harmony there. Right? We learn within the storms, but we hope that there's sunny days afterwards. There was no sunny days after this, so there's still lessons going on about fear of loss and holding on to things a little too tight. So make sure that you're paying attention to the lessons in this lifetime that say, hey, there has to be room for growth, not only for yourself, but for those around you as well. Make sure that you aren't holding on so tight that things can't breathe. I hope that makes sense. But that's a past life. And what a way to start the evening, right? They always make me a little short of breath. They always make me a little, that was for Chandra Wattleworth. Okay, moving on. Ashley, I just know she's on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell. It makes that noise. No, not really. Like, follow, share, all that good stuff. So, Ashley, where is she? I'm going to show her so she knows what I'm talking about, because we have several Ashleys. Okay, Ashley, right there. Hi, Ashley. How you doing? Having a good night? It's like 10:30 here. Oh, wait, hold on, stop. Okay. I want to talk about movie references. It's not funny. That's not nice. Movie references, because I was like, maybe I don't want to do that one. They're like, no. Okay, so this is indigenous population to North America. You notice I didn't call them Native Americans, because America wasn't quite a thing yet. Yes, it wasn't the United States of America. It was North America. This is going back pretty far. This is a Plains Indian type of nomadic civilization. I want to say, like, they keep giving me black mohawk looking things. They're not, I don't even know if they're actually hair, and they smell. So they're giving me visual and other kinds of information. I probably don't do Akashic the way everybody else does Akashic. I didn't have an Akashic records teacher other than Archangel Metatron and Saint Germain. So we're going to go with like the top-notch teachers here, right? So when I'm doing these, sometimes I get to interact with these different energies, because I'm actually stepping into a theta brainwave. And in that theta brainwave area, it's called spirit walking. I can communicate a little bit and have a little bit of a conversation and do a little healing session for that energy as well. So as I'm doing this, I'm working on that level as well as giving you information. So just bear with me. Hi, Angel. Everybody give Angel a hi. That's my sister. It's my little sister. Okay. So let's go back to Ashley. So this is definitely a native indigenous population. I don't feel like there are horses involved. And I don't know why that's important. It's important because it's like a pre-horse, a pre-equine civilization. So it's very old. This is a male energy. I would expect you to have a couple food allergies for some reason. He talks about, he's showing me getting sick. So this person didn't live past 24 years old. He's showing me getting sick, and I believe they were in a different area. They had traveled, they had gone to a new area. They were searching for food. He ate something, and it was something under the ground. It was a root that came from under the ground. All I know is I see him digging. He's pulling something up from under the ground, and he is eating it. And he got very, very sick. So I see he was actually sick enough that he was getting sick blood. So he had actually ingested it, ate it, the whole 9 yards, and was later on that afternoon, he started to get very, very sick. It's terrible, terrible stomach cramps. And there was only 2 or 3 people in the party that he was with that were out looking for, they were scouting, actually. It was some sort of scouting thing where they were out looking for the next camp or something along those lines. And it seems to be very important also that it is noted that he was actually carried back before Spanish arrived. Yeah, probably because it's really old. He was carried back to the encampment. He was carried back to his family, but he had already passed away. He passed away on the trip because it was like a day trip to get back to where he was supposed to be. And something about his head had hurt so badly as well. Whatever he ate was white. It looked like a white root. I have no idea what it is. But it looked like something that he was used to eating, and it just wasn't. So if you are kind of a picky eater, or if you have some food allergies, that's a little bit of a residual thing, a cellular memory kind of thing. That's interesting. We're just going off into the weird with this. Okay. But he wants to talk about experiences before passing away. So bear with me, because normally it's just about how we got here, right? He wants to talk about experiences before passing away. And he wants to talk about the sky people. I don't even know where we're going with this. He shows me, he's showing me like cave paintings. He kind of thinks I'm a little thick. It's almost as if he's taking a stick in the dirt and he's looking at me like, do you get it? Do you get it? And he's showing me some of the common cave paintings that we see that we go, oh yeah, an ancient aliens. That's definitely an alien. That's definitely an alien. I don't think it's alien. I don't want to say it's aliens, but it's aliens, kind of like that. Wait, it's aliens. Okay, that's much better. Oh, I understand. Thank you. He's talking about starseed origins. So he's talking, I understand. He's not the clearest. Is it jicama? I don't know that it was jicama, and it doesn't look like anything I've seen. So he's talking about origins. He's talking about star origins. He's talking about, dude, aliens are real. He's talking about the awareness. This is really cool. This is really cool. He's talking about the awareness at that age, at that time, that was so common knowledge that star people were there, that star people were a thing. It was just like, oh, everybody knew about the star people. What do you mean? People in the future don't believe in star people? I mean, kind of like that, right? You wanted to hear the lilting sounds of my voice. Good night, Angel. I'll answer that in just a minute, Jennifer. So he's talking about regaining some knowledge on star people, like, because you have that lineage, and I'm trying to figure out Sirius. I don't know which of the Siriuses it's from though. He's like, not B, not B. I don't know which Sirius. It's one of the Siriuses. So yay. And it's really cool that he wants to get that much information. And actually I've done a little bit of energy work. Yeah, Anasazi, absolutely. Absolutely. They had a very, very close relationship. So you told them they brought me back because it's probably annoying. I'm sure you do have a new tan. Angel, be careful on that Florida sun. So Jennifer asked, what if somebody wants to know a specific Akashic record? Here's what I have to say about that. I had a customer years ago that just would keep coming back, and then the fourth time she come back, she's like, "No, I need to know this record right here. I want to know about this time frame." And I actually sent her money back, and I said, "I can't do that for you because that's I'm going to use this word. It's kind of like pandering." Because when we're given information that's pertinent to your right now. What you think you want to know or what you think you need to know isn't necessarily true. Your guides know exactly what you need to know, and the lessons incorporated into the Akashic records that are given, it's just like any other reading. It's what you need to know right now. So if you say, "Well, I want to know about something very specific," that's on a human brain level. I need to know this. But your guides go, aha. It's my thing for the day. Aha. So it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. They know more than we do. Good night, Angel. Go to bed. See you later, alligator. Anyhow, moving on. Ow. I'm so sensitive. All right. Hey, don't be hating on me, Mr. Fry. All right. Let's see who we're going to do here. We're going to do Brenda Springer. I don't know where we're going yet, but we're going someplace, Brenda. Buckle up, Buttercup. They keep wanting to take me west. Okay. You see me over here just having a conversation, right? Like, where are we going? Where are we going? Is Brenda still here? That's a really good question. 1 second. Aaron says, I have a question for you, Lisa. Was Enoch already Metatron before his life as Enoch, or was he transitioned into Metatron from his life as Enoch? The answer I have, I'm just going to tell you. Oh, she's here. Okay. The answer I have is I've always been. So buckle up, Buttercup. Yeah, his answer is I've always been. I'm one step under the divine. That doesn't happen by accident. A human doesn't fall into that. A miscellaneous soul doesn't fall into being the voice of God, the voice of the divine, right? One step under the divine and higher than the archangels. Our Metatron isn't an archangel, you guys. We call him Archangel Metatron, right? But he is actually divine Metatron archangels. So he is like the ward cleaver of the archangels. He kind of keeps them right here. So my answer to your question is he was Metatron. He's been Metatron. He's always been in a Metatron. His human experience was an experience. Brenda's like, I'm buckled up and I'm ready. So, and he actually says, Aaron, you know this. Why are you asking? He's like, Aaron, it's like a feeling. It's like a knowing. You know the answer. Why aren't you trusting yourself to know the answer? Right? Okay, Brenda Springer. Oh, stop. I will go to sleep tonight singing Love Me Tender. If you guys didn't catch the Elvis Presley channeling session that just kind of popped up this morning, you can go to YouTube, check it out on YouTube, or you can go to, oh, I should put it up on my Mystical Life, shouldn't I? I am horrible at cross doing all this advertising stuff. It just is a pain in my butt. Cast iron therapy, right? Brenda Springer, girl, there's gold in them there hills, you know that. There's gold in them there hills. The door is open. Oh, shit. I opened the door. I meant the door outside. So Brenda Springer, she's like, would you stop stopping? Here's what I have. Say, hey, dude, get your slobber off my table. What are you doing? Stop touching my stuff. Go away. I love you, but stop. Okay. You had such pretty hands. Yeah, cast iron skillets are cheaper than 2x4s nowadays. This is it's really funny because they're like, you had such pretty hands for a guy. Oh gosh, did anybody else see that? Okay, that is all the way on the other side of the room, and mist is not going to come over this far. And like, okay, you had really great hands, really soft hands, which really is translating into you didn't do a lot of manual labor. You were a male energy. Yeah, it was above my head right here. Like right here, right? It went right here between me and the camera. I'm trying to figure out the whole thing here. And so I have the lump sum. I don't know. I'm going to look it up. It was at what time? 37.5 minutes. I'll look it up later on and see what it was. This is somebody that trekked across country because there was gold. This was a prospector. This was somebody that traveled. This is interesting. As far as they could by train. As far as they could by train. So it was kind of probably later in the gold rush era. But it got as far as they could by train, which wasn't very far, and then had to ride in very uncomfortable conditions to get to California. Went all the way out to California, right? Yeah, it does happen when we talk about Metatron. Got as far as California. Interesting. It became very, very sick in California, but we're going to talk about that because it was, he got sick from somebody. He was a prospector, but he wasn't. He was actually a banker. He was actually a banker. Purdy hands for a prospector. He was actually a banker because it keeps showing me handling money. So he had a little bit of money when he went out there. He wasted a lot of it on things that people told him he needed. He passed away fairly, what we would consider young, under 45, definitely. And he lived in a very, gosh, I want to say kind of like densely populated. Like there were a bunch of people in one little spot, but it was an expansive area. Okay. But I want to say that he passed away from a disease. And he got the disease from a hooker. Okay. He got the disease from a woman of the night, of the oldest profession on the planet. He was lonely. He was lonely. He was a single guy. And he had been working so much. He was out working. But it was whatever he had contracted was, it was like the sun made it so much worse. And he would be out working it and just working and working. You totally called it, Kelly. Right. I have no idea what dysentery is. I have no idea. Hey, okay, look, I'm working here, man. Okay, now you're slobbering on me. I love you too. I do. I love you. I'd love you to go lay down. I do want to say he had a little bit of gold tucked away. But I also want to say that I have no idea. I have no idea about any kind of diseases. I really don't. I just know that he got sick. And when he was outside in the heat, it would get worse. And so he would get so drained and so sick that he would have to stop working like halfway through the course of his day. And he took to working closer to night. Like he would work closer because it was cooler and he felt better. Also have to say that he had a small hit. Like he got some gold, but oh, that's sad. He had some gold, but what good is gold if it's just gold and you can't cash it in? He was terrified that people were going to notice that he had made a hit and that they were going to come and scavenge on his property, on his claim. Yes. Interesting. So I'm like, okay, well then what did you do with your gold? And he's like, I just kept putting it together. I kept putting it more and more and filling bags, and not lots of bags, like 2 or 3 bags of gold. Still enough gold that I would be happy with it, right? Would you be happy with it? I'd be happy with it. He actually buried it. Could we get some coordinates here? Right? He didn't cash it in. He'd take a little tiny little bit in, enough to survive. And he was scared that someone was going to take the rest of his money. He was scared to look prosperous because somebody was going to want something from him. And this may be a residual feeling that you might have today. Like, if I have something, I know so-and-so is going to want it. And it's a sadness. It's a sadness. Where at? I don't have coordinates. Bottom of a hill. That does not help. Keeps talking about the sunshine. Keeps talking about the sunshine. Sunshine. Obviously, we're all not going to go on a treasure hunt, right? But it just got to the point where he was so sick he couldn't get back out of bed, and the gold just still sits there. It still sits there. It's like right there, still there, in bags. Not bags. They're not bags anymore. Now you're like, live life every day. Good. Good. Interesting lifetime. Because he definitely was a greenhorn when he went out there, right? All right, my dog is very demanding this evening, obviously. So I'm going to let you guys go. And I hope everybody, I understand that. Hide it away. Don't flaunt it for fear of losing it. Yeah, I mean, it's in like piles of gold sitting under some dirt and a couple rocks that identify it by. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right, everybody. No luck on which ghost town. No, sorry. I just keep hearing sunshine. If there's a Sunshine, California, ghost town, we may take a field trip. Somebody look it up real quick. No. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning in coffee chat. I'm gonna go Google Sunshine, California. Okay, all right. Now look, now you're getting obsessive. Okay. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.